Update 1 on Cyclone Dumazile, which has formed in the southwest Indian Ocean and is heading towards the south, passing in between Madagascar and the Mascarene Islands. At 6 AM Mauritius time, March the 3rd, it had winds of 45 miles an hour and a pressure of 993 millibars emerging onto the screen there. That's around 65-70 kilometers per hour. It's a 13.7 degrees south, 54.2 degrees east. No warnings for Mauritius, but a cyclone pre-alert for La Réunion. Over the next few days, you'll see the storm approach the area, passing to the west, as you can see, as a pretty intense storm we're predicting, passing to the west of the islands, possibly delivering tropical storm conditions to both Réunion and Mauritius, and potentially significant amounts of rainfall. It's touch and go with where the storm's exactly going to go, and it's something we need to watch fairly closely. A direct hit, though, can probably be ruled out. It's a stage 3 on the CDPS scale right now, meaning significant damage is possible, and no warnings are currently in effect for Mauritius. It had quite a large wind field, as you saw on that graphic just a moment ago, especially towards the northeast and towards the northwest, the southern side lacking a little bit. Very broad. We'll see on the satellite shortly. Looking at the rainfall maps here, you can see quite a lot of rain forecasted over the next few days, whether or not the storm impacts. You can see it really increasing as we enter the early part of the week, Monday night into Tuesday there, particularly the storm making its closest approach and delivering significant amounts of rainfall, possibly tropical storm conditions on Mauritius, and those chances start to fade away as we enter Wednesday, Thursday, but rain continues to build off to the east. So that's what we're looking at over the next few days there, as the storm continues to move towards the south. Sea surface temperatures pretty warm right now, 29s and 28s generally in the area. To the northwest of this graphic where the storm actually is, perhaps a little bit higher, edging towards 30 Celsius there. Wind shear at the moment is fairly low where the storm is right now. High amounts, prohibitively high amounts, marked in red to the south, and you can just about see Mauritius and Réunion in that red zone. High amounts of wind shear means bad news for storms intensifying, which could be good news for the islands in the long run. What would be even better news is if the storm actually avoids the islands completely, which is currently being forecasted, but we can't take too many chances. Here's how it's looking on the satellite imagery. You might be able to make out the outline of Madagascar on the western side. I think they perhaps should be worrying a little bit more about this storm than anywhere else at the moment, because rainfall amounts could reach 200 millimeters, 8 inches along the eastern coast, and possibly hurricane force winds if the storm deviates a little bit to the west. It really is a wait-and-see game, but hopefully the storm will pass in between these two areas, but a lot of rain forecast for all concerned. You can follow Force 13's outlets, the website force13.com and its tracker, up to date at any time. You can also find our YouTube page, search Force 13 and subscribe if you haven't already. You can also find us on Facebook, like our page on there and get in touch. And you can also mention us on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter, search Force 13 on there as well. You can also add the Skype account and my personal account on Discord, Fool13 at extension 9094. And you can also follow our friends at Meteo et Cyclone Maurice, who will also be keeping you up to date with this storm as it affects Mauritius, or not as the case may be.